What's up, guys? Spenny. It is an unjust world, but sometimes people get exactly what they deserve. And that may be happening right now with Adam Schiff, who lied about his primary residence. And while you may say, well, why does that matter? It matters because if you're someone like Adam Schiff and you represent California and you claim to have a primary residence there, and then you claim to have another primary residence in Maryland, you're able to get a ton of tax breaks. You're able to get better mortgages. You're able to save yourself tens of, if not millions of dollars every single year. It's a big deal. And of course, it's illegal and no one is above the law. There's a obvious timeline of this and a considerable amount of documentation that Adam Schiff, who is now the senator from California, who's one of the single most despicable liars in all of Congress, did in fact lie on his mortgage applications. And of course, you can see right here, the mortgage of this property is the principal residence. And Adam Schiff is now trying to worm his way out of it. Unfortunately for Adam Schiff, there's not only a paper trail, but there's also a president in office that has a pretty impressive social media following. And that president is saying Adam Schiff is a thief. He should be prosecuted. And just like they prosecuted me and everybody else. And the only difference is we're totally innocent. But Adam Schiff is not. Breaking news, Adam Schiff is now under criminal investigation and may, well, spend the next 30 years in prison. I don't know. That would be the maximum penalty. He and Letitia James, ironic, isn't that, are both under federal investigation for the same thing, mortgage fraud. Investigation follows criminal referrals alleging that the senator falsified bank documents for a favorable loan term. Oh no, let's read. Senator Adam Schiff is under criminal investigation for mortgage fraud, a Trump administration source tells Fox News. Fox News host Laura Ingraham broke the news on Thursday night, saying that the source said a criminal investigation was being conducted in the U.S. Attorney's Office in Maryland. Possible charges involve mortgage fraud. The investigation comes a month after a story broke from the Federal Housing Agency, sending criminal referral to the Department of Justice alleging that Schiff has multiple instances falsified bank documents and property records. You know, this is exactly what they went after Trump for in New York. The irony is just delicious, and fate loves irony. In 2001, affidavit signed by California Congressman Schiff certified the property in Maryland is his primary residence. Schiff also owns a condominium in Burbank, California, that he also claims is his primary residence. And of course, you're going to be able to get a ton of different tax breaks and better mortgage rates and so on with your primary residence, huge write-offs and homesteader, all of these things, right? It's like how the system works. Schiff's office did not immediately respond. Here is the breaking news.
An update on an Ingram Angle exclusive. A Trump administration source telling the Angle that a criminal investigation of Adam Schiff is underway, conducted by U.S. Attorney's Office in Maryland for possible charges involving mortgage fraud. Now, this follows the story we broke last month when the Federal Housing Finance Agency sent a criminal referral to the DOJ alleging that Schiff in multiple instances falsified bank documents and property records to acquire more favorable loan terms. In a 2011 affidavit signed by the then California congressman, he certified that a property in Montgomery County, Maryland is his primary residence. He also owns a condo in Burbank, California, which he's also claimed is his primary residence, and said so in 2023 during his campaign for Senate.
I think just about every member of Congress has a residence in their state and a residence back in D.C. since we're in session much of the week. And people make a family decision where they're going to have their kids. But our principal residence, our primary residence is in California. It always has been and always will be.
Ruh-roh. Well, Senator Schiff has not responded to us about these allegations, but we were able to find a statement that his campaign spokesperson gave to CNN back in 2023. She said that the Burbank condo is his primary residence, but Adams' California and Maryland addresses have been listed as primary residences for loan purposes because they're both occupied throughout the year and to distinguish them from a vacation property. Well, the law does not work that way. Let me just say that, but nice try. Look, it's anyone's guess what happens next, but we're going to stay on this story.
Well, I have a feeling I know what happens next. One, the internet is going to celebrate, and it already is. This is effing beautiful. Adam Schiff is under criminal investigation for mortgage fraud. Everyone, it's happening. Everybody in my timeline is celebrating this right now. Adam Schiff. Uh-oh. Nobody is above the law, right? No one is above the law. This is my entire feed. Let's go. This case is open and shut. Attorneys in Maryland are zeroing in on the false affidavit. You could spend a lot of time in prison if you were to get this through trial and then were able to charge Adam Schiff with the defrauding of the taxpayer and the lying on federal documents. This is lying on federal loan documents. This is exactly what they charged Donald Trump with. Oh, it is. It's delicious. Should he be removed from Congress? Maybe. There's no way is that really a real, is that a real photo? No way. Oh, what an absolute cuck. Adam Schiff, mortgage fraud. Couldn't happen to a nicer person. Look at that. He could spend up to 30 years in prison, depending on how bad the actual crimes are. Arrest Adam Schiff. Well, this is actually exactly what Donald Trump said from the White House.
Mr. President.
You want Adam Schiff brought to justice.
I would love to see him brought to justice. I'll tell you what, I think Adam Schiff is one of the lowest of the low. I would love to see him brought to justice. He is a dishonest, crooked guy. I don't know about the individual charge, if that even happens. But Adam Schiff is a serious lowlife.
I would love to see that happen, says Donald Trump. President Trump posting here on Truth Social on Adam Schiff. You can tell he is quite excited about this. I always suspected that shifty Adam Schiff was a scam artist, and now I learn that Fannie Mae Financial Crimes Division, these are the big mortgage lending house in America, have concluded that Adam Schiff has engaged in sustained pattern of mortgage fraud. Adam Schiff said his primary residence was in Maryland to get cheaper mortgages and rip off America when he must live in California because he's a congressman from California. I always knew Adam Schiff was a crook and a fraud, and began with the refinance of his Maryland property in 2009 and continued through multiple transactions until his Maryland property was correctly designated as a second home in October 2020. Mortgage fraud is very serious, and crooked Adam Schiff, now a senator, needs to be brought to justice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the documents are there. I guess we'll see what happens next. Adam Schiff falsely claiming that the president has an issue with him owning more than one home. The issue is he declared both of his homes as primary residence. I don't think a billionaire real estate guy has a problem with owning multiple homes. Donald Trump owns probably 30 homes across multiple continents. It's like, it's pretty weak, but we cut all their USAID money, and so they have no more lawyers and they have no more slush fund. And so what happens next? I guess we'll see. Exciting things are happening. Incredible things are happening. H Boy Benny, like, share, and subscribe. See ya.